And we start right on time. Why is on time? Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything these days, actually. By the way, this, what we'll do now, is a Joker. Of course, it looks a little bit like Jim Carrey, if you notice, here. Well, let me see what can I do for you to see my... Oops. Ah, where is this from now? Okay. Ah, this is from the Discord server, probably, yeah. So in the Discord, the video just has started. Oh, shit. Now it's from YouTube. Come on. Yeah, I haven't had these troubles before. Now I'm troubled. I'm a troubled man. But what I was about to say is we have my shortcuts. You can see what I'm pressing. We have the Joker. This Joker looks like Jim Carrey. That's what I was about to say. And it's from a very, very good artist. By the way, probably we will do more of this artist. This is Ben Oliver. Ben Oliver is an old school artist. And he's doing a lot of superheroes, at least that's what I've seen. He has a lot of followers in his Instagram, so probably you know him from his Instagram. He is not present in ArtStation, strangely enough, but probably that's with this kind of old school artists. They don't care about ArtStation. They're good enough so they can be only in Instagram and Facebook. By the way, I noticed him. I kind of saw his artworks in Facebook just a couple of days ago, and I did a stream in Discord with some of his artworks. And yeah, I did a Hellboy and I did a Hulk and one Wolverine, I think. The Wolverine was not good. The Hellboy was nice. Maybe we can do it on stream someday, although we have done a lot of Hellboys. Now, the first goal that we want to do here for this particular model is to make a generic, relatively generic human face. Then we will adjust it from there. But generic human face with a smile, with an open mouth and a smile. So that's our goal for now. Usually the smile, when it's this sinister smile, it goes around the teeth. So if we know how the teeth are in a skull, in a human skull, then we will know relatively well the shape of the smile. From the bottom, from the top also. But of course, this is everything that we do now in this stage is just to see what's happening. Just to have something. Then we will adjust after we are happy with our result. After we are not happy with our result, that's what I was about to say. We will not be happy with our result, that's why we will adjust. If we are very happy, we will not adjust, but that's never the case. There is always room for adjustments, always. Except if you make it perfect. So, in order to make it perfect, you need more hours, usually. So I will do this for hour and a half, probably something like this, or 2 hours at most. But if we want it to be as perfect as possible, we have to put a lot more hours. For likeness, for concept likeness also, we need hours. You cannot do it just for a couple of minutes. I mean, probably you can, but for example, to do something very quickly, you have to be practicing beforehand. So practicing this particular sculpt for many times, so for many hours, in order to do it for a couple of hours or for 1 hour, it's gonna be really stupid. What I mean is, yeah, probably for YouTube will be nice and it will look pretty impressive, but I practiced it once, so that's the only thing. Hopefully we hear each other, but nobody said that I am there are problems, so there probably are not problems. Everything is okay with the stream. So when we reach around 100 people watching in the live right now, probably I will tell you something about the politics. And yeah, it's kind of an overall opinion of the overall politics in the overall world. Pretty interesting. If I remember, maybe I will forget, because we have a lot of things to do in this with this model. Now, without teeth, he will always look awkward and not good enough. So, teeth are one of our priorities that we have to do, but we will do them very quickly with a cylinder. Always, a cylinder is friend for our teeth of our characters. The cylinder is also our friend. So it's overall a friendly cylinder here. As you probably know, once I did a stream where I was telling you how useful are the cylinders in the 3D. They're one of the most useful things. But of course it's not exactly true, because everything can be useful if you know how to use it. So now we are getting closer to the look that we are aiming for, but again, we are far, far away still, because it's just a couple of minutes have passed from the beginning of this video, so it's, yeah, we cannot be ultra fast for this amount of time. We can be relatively fast, and we are relatively fast. I don't know if you guys noticed that this particular concept really looks like Jim Carrey in his best days. Maybe it's only me, but I'm sure that many people will notice that. Jim Carrey is... if you don't know who Jim Carrey is, then you're living under a rock. By the way, recently Jim Carrey hasn't done anything too much in the recent years, I think. But he was a huge star back in the days, especially when Ace Ventura came out. And The Mask came out around the same time, I think. Or a little bit later than Ace Ventura. The Mask was just one very cult movie. But since in the beginning, before Ace Ventura came out, Jim Carrey, the actor, was pretty much unfamous. Nobody knew him too much. Ace Ventura actually made him a star, but he started his work on The Mask before he was a star. So just a couple of weeks after they signed the contract and he started working on The Mask, he became a star. So on The Mask, I think he got like $40,000 for The Mask. If he signed the contract couple of weeks later, he would be at least get 5 times more money at least, maybe more. So yeah, it was not a good thing for him too much, but it doesn't matter. He's an artist. He can do stuff. What about Ben Oliver, the concept artist? Ben Oliver is... I've seen his picture. He has white hair, probably around 55, 60 years old, and obviously very, very experienced, and some people may say talented artist. I would not say that, because I don't believe in talent too much, but yeah, if people say so, probably it's talented, but it's not talent. It's always hard work. A lot of hard work, a lot of practice is involved in this kind of things. Talent, I don't know. If we get the definition of talent, probably it will be fine, but we don't get it. Hey Nico, how are you today, man? I'm very fine. Have you ever tried traditional or clay sculpting? Well, yeah, sometimes when I collect bubblegum, because I chew bubblegum from time to time, and when I collect a little bit more, I collect it like this. And sometimes I just make a little bit of a sculpture with it, you know, with the bubblegum. But other than that, I haven't tried too much traditional sculpting. So I don't have a traditional sculpting background, or in any case. That should give you the idea that you shouldn't, I mean, you probably, it would be nice to have it, but it's not mandatory to have any sculpting background in order to become relatively good in digital sculpting. Digital sculpting is, of course, the AliExpress of sculpting, so it's not the real thing. You don't mess up your arms. You don't. You have symmetry here in the digital world. So most of the original sculptors, the non-digital ones, they kind of look at us from above. They look at us and say, those guys, they have symmetry. Probably the computer is doing most of the work in their case, which obviously is not the case, but they don't know if they haven't tried the digital sculpting at all, of course. And some of them haven't, because they are way above this, you know, they cannot go this low. They cannot fall this low to try digital sculpting. Amazing. This is digital sculpting. Come on. Okay, let's try something here. Options, no. Origins, okay, good. Where is the love? Okay. I forgot to do something here. Z-axis, okay, now it's good. Now we apply the mirror and we will have the bottom jaw. Apply the mirror, please, and then we will have the bottom jaw. You see, what I did there is just mirrored the top teeth and then applied the mirror and put them down so we can use them as a lower teeth. And I think it's gonna be fine to use them as lower teeth. It's not sinister enough yet. Hopefully, by the way, by the time we finish this video, it will be as sinister as we can do it. He will be like, God damn, so sinister. I cannot handle it. Maybe some people will faint because of how sinister he is, which will be great, because it will mean that this is super sinister, and that's the goal, you know. When you are doing some art, one of the goals of the artist is to bring something to the table, to do something to the people, to give them some kind of feeling, if they can, of course. And in this case, we need to bring a feeling of hate, not hate, a feeling of disgust or fear. Let's say fear, oh, why not? This guy is crazy and he can kill us without blinking an eye. There will be no reason for him, but he can do it because, just because, you know, just because he wants. And this kind of feeling is what an artist is searching when he's doing stuff like this. A character like this one. Amazing stuff, right? You're not very chatty today. It's very interesting. Skysers in the building, okay? Good morning, everybody. Nico, for the hair design, which one is the best, Maya XGen or Blender? I guess Maya XGen will be better because most people who are professionals are using Maya XGen, but maybe that's just the old guard. I haven't used any of them. I haven't made too much hair with either XGen or Blender, so this is not my specialty. But I'm guessing Maya XGen still is probably the best tool for the job. Of course, it doesn't mean that Blender is bad. You can do the same things in Blender, because I've seen amazing hairs making with Blender. You can do, I think, the same things with Blender, you just have to know how. But with XGen, it's also you have to know how. So my advice is to just download Blender and start practicing. And at some point you will know how to do a great hair. But you have to do a lot of research, a lot of videos you have to watch and stuff like this. But that's my advice. Maybe my advice is not good. Maybe. Good for nothing advice? Maybe. But it is advice, nonetheless. So the bottom part of the eyes should be relatively flat, kind of a flat, and then the top part should be more like round. Why? Because this is more kind of a sinister. When we're smiling, like very deep smile, very big smile, then we are pushing a lot of meat in this area here. We are smashing this area, and it kind of bulges. But then this portion below the eye here also gets smashed, and it becomes relatively like inflated and also a little bit more flat. That's how we know we are smiling, because it's flatter. Now this looks like Willem Dafoe, the guy that plays the Goblin in one of the first Spider-Mans, the Green Goblin, if you don't know him. He's also the guy that plays a lot of other roles, so yeah, it's not the only one. But we know him. We know him from the Goblin and from many other roles that I cannot actually remember right now, but it doesn't matter, because I don't have to. You know, when I'm sculpting, part of my brain is actually occupied with sculpting itself, so I cannot think completely as a normal person, probably. Although I'm trying, but it's not completely. Heiniko, did you watch the new Joker musical? No, I haven't. Heiniko, can you tell us what are the settings on your brushes? The same as the normal, I mean, the default ones. Blender is the future, it's getting better and better at fast pace. Exactly, and now I saw that Ton Rosendahl, the creator of Blender, he passed the torch. If you don't know, he kind of will, from the next year, from the beginning of next year, he will not be in charge of Blender anymore. He will be in charge of, I mean, something in the Blender Foundation. So, younger people, probably more, I don't know, with more energy, will be in charge with Blender. And of course there are some dangers that at some point some of them will decide that Blender probably is too good of a software to be free, and that will be a danger for us. But if they start selling it for like $40 or $50 a piece, and even each version is not free but $40, $50 a piece, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. It's gonna be fine. If it's more than that, then we will bump into a problem, but it will still be worth it. I always say that Blender, up to like $500 is a good deal. And free, it's an amazing deal. So get it until it's free and start working with it now. Otherwise, you will miss on the promotion. Blender has been in promotion since it was created, and yeah, it's a good promotion. It's absolutely free. So I will advise anybody to download it and to try it. Of course, most people, when they try it for a first couple of minutes, they will then uninstall it because it's too difficult. You cannot do it. And it is. It's actually 3D software, and it's not supposed to be very easy. But it's a real 3D software, and by learning Blender, you will easily then, if you want, you will be able to easily learn any other 3D software. With the exception of ZBrush, because ZBrush is just on class of its own. It's just another type of 3D software. It's not like the other ones. It's just something else. It doesn't mean that you cannot learn ZBrush, of course. Anybody can. And I've seen people learning ZBrush. Me, myself, also one of those people who have been able to learn it. So it's not that hard. Blender also is not that hard when you get a hang of it. But in order to get a hang of it, you need a lot of tutorials. I have beginner tutorials for Blender. Of course, the Blender guy with the donut tutorial, the most famous tutorial for Blender, is a good one. But it's not that much fun because you're creating just a donut. In my beginner courses, you are creating a character. you're creating a mouse or creating a rabbit. So you're creating something that's pretty much more interesting than a donut, I guess. But the donut is the most famous of the tutorials. Alright, let's make some hair. How much time has it passed? 20 minutes, and we already have something like the face. You see, I have managed to make the face overall, like we will tweak it, but overall for 20 minutes. Why? Because I just did it beforehand. That's why the thumbnail of this video is this particular Joker. Nobody has asked, actually, I think, which is interesting because always when I put a thumbnail of the thing, because I did it just before the video, people are asking, but how do you have the thumbnail for something that you are doing right now? There are a couple of answers. Maybe I did it beforehand, or maybe I'm lying and I'm just talking right now but not working. Let's see if we can. If I let me see. You see, my mouse is moving, but my arms are here, so probably I'm lying, you know, or I'm working with my leg. But that's another question, you know. Sometimes I like to work with my legs, you know, with my feet, because I'm a monkey, and that's normal monkey stuff, you know. Okay, here, just basic stuff. I mean, the hair and his suit will not be... We will not pay too much attention to that. Just make it and leave it. Blender is the future, yes. Maybe AI is the future, but we will see. Hopefully Blender is the future, not the AI. Hi Nico, when practicing sculpting heads, if the head didn't work well, what's better for improvement? Trying to fix it or starting from scratch? I think sometimes you have to try to fix it. So you will learn a lot of things. And eventually you will start from scratch, of course. But starting to fix it is not also a bad idea. I mean, it's good to start to fix it, to try to fix the head, to try to put more hours, and you will learn more things with those hours. Then the next head probably will be better. Just guessworks, you know. I'm not sure. Maybe it will be, maybe it will not be. Hopefully it will be. William Defoe, of course. It's this, yeah. I know. Okay, let's save it. You always need to press Ctrl S to save because it's inevitable to something to happen, like crash. By the way, crashing of the recent versions of Blender is not that common. I think I managed to crash Blender, this one, 4.5, once. And when it starts crashing, by the way, it crashes all the time until you do something different. Usually it crashes in some certain places, in certain areas. I wouldn't be able to say exactly what I did because I don't remember, but I managed to crash it. It was an interesting thing. Now, I will do this suit, which will be symmetrical in the bottom like this. It will be in the front, just a triangular shape like this. And then we'll have to do a little bit of eyelashes, just glasses. So how to do glasses for a character? I usually start with a plane, put it a little bit on the side here, get the mirror modifier, and then start adjusting it until we have the middle portion. Then, after we have the middle portion, we will do something. Let me see. I will go to edit mode, Control R, and Control R one more time. So here from the top area, I will start extruding like this. Alright. Here I will start extruding down. And this is a little bit tricky because we have to rotate and rotate. So I'm pressing R, rotating, and then extruding, rotating, extruding until we are around this area where we will press F to connect. So now for just a couple of seconds we have glasses. Let's just adjust them relatively to the concept. Then we will put this back area here. Amazing. And this we don't care in the back what's happening. Probably here also we will put a solidify modifier with a little bit of thickness, so the glasses will be a little bit thicker. Now adjustment of the glasses will be in order. They should be bigger, they should be more squarish or whatever, we don't care. The glasses are important for this particular character because they are giving us a little bit of personality. In this case, we'll see. Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit more like the concept. The teeth are the key here. So if you manage to make the teeth nice, like the concept, the same shape, the same forms and everything, maybe then it will be kind of a similar overall look. So now what I will do is I will select the head. I will go from the front and I will try, also the teeth, thank you very much, and I will try to achieve the same kind of a position for the head as the concept. So now I think it's relatively fine. Okay, now we will adjust this, which is his suit. Maybe we'll push it back a little bit because it is, after all, his head is kind of forward like this. And we are getting somewhere. Control R. Wow, Nico, this is a cool sculpt today. Thank you very much. Head too small, of course. Hi, Nico, bold, handsome Heman. Or He-Man. Hi, Nico, hi. Can you add a Russian audio track to past streams? I don't know if I can. But if I can, probably I would. Are any of the Blender founders good 3D sculptors? I am not sure exactly. Probably not. In the beginning, Blender didn't have too much of a sculpting. At some point they added it, and at some point it became good for me. But in the beginning, I don't think so. It was not good enough for us. And probably they are not very good sculptors. They are, especially the founder, Ton Rosendahl, I think was the name. He's mostly a programmer, kind of a creator, but not too much. He created Blender in order to make his own tool for something. So he probably is an artist, but I'm sure that he is not a good sculptor. Pretty sure. I would know. But he doesn't need to be. He can hire sculptors or people who know what they're doing. And that's what he's doing. Which is a good thing, right? Yes. So the nose, I think we should push this and this down a little bit. Overall, doesn't look too bad, right? Blender is the best 3D software because it's fun. It's fun when you kind of understand it, when you know it. So when you have put about at least 100, 105, 50 hours into Blender, maybe then it starts to get fun. Before that, I'm not sure. If you ask most people why they use Blender, they would say it's free, or they would use ZBrush. Exactly. Of course, most sculptors do use ZBrush. They don't use Blender. Blender is used mostly from beginners and people who are teaching, like me. Because I think, of course, I can reach far more people with making courses for Blender than making courses for ZBrush. And as I always say, and I said it in the last stream, ZBrush is better in sculpting, but by very little. So it's just, you don't have to even mention it. So I don't know how to say it. For example, there is no example, actually. I cannot give you example because I was about to give example with Photoshop and some free version like Krita or other, but I haven't used those free versions too much. I was using Photoshop for my whole life. The Photoshop was probably one of the first big softwares that I learned. Before that, I was working with very kind of a small softwares, we may say. Like back in the day, there was this Xara 3D. Xara 3D is a software for vector graphics. So it's something like CorelDRAW, but small one. And it was, I don't know if it was free exactly, but it was pretty cheap. It was not the big like CorelDRAW stuff, but it has a lot of vector possibilities, and I use it a lot before I know anything like Photoshop or whatever. I was learning Xara 3D. I was working also with Paint, just the normal MS Paint in Windows. So those programs were my first kind of a touch to the graphics. And probably from there, I have this kind of a nice feeling of free software stuff. And I like it. And now Blender, of course, just give us everything for free. Everything that we can dream of. Actually, you can do 2D animations in Blender because you have the possibility. Not only 3D stuff, but 2D stuff. So it's far more amazing than you think. Blender is the best. Until the AI take over. But other than that, it's the best. If we don't consider the AI taking over, which it will not, of course. It will never take over because nobody knows, actually. Nobody knows, but I am not afraid. I'm not, you know, we're over 100 people, so I will tell you something about the politics now. And it will be the same as, no, the AI, we have to follow it. The AI is something that we have to follow, we have to see what happens, but the politics, not exactly. I noticed that I was watching politics for a long time. I was watching Trump, I was watching Putin, I was watching our politics here in Bulgaria, in my country. And what did I gain of that? An anxiety a little bit, yes, but something else, some knowledge about what will happen or some insight of what will be, not exactly. Only the anxiety probably. And since we cannot stop and we cannot change it, we cannot change how Trump reacts like a 4-year child on somebody telling jokes about him in the internet. We cannot change that. Putin is absolutely the same, actually, because back in the days, probably you don't know, but there was a puppet show in one of the Russian TVs. It was independent Russian TV that has a very nice puppet show with very, very nice caricature puppets of all the politicians in the world. Very nice stuff, by the way, very good. But what Putin did is just, you know, kind of forced the TV to be sold to one of his friends. And I think this show just disappeared. Or at least they didn't show him anymore in this show. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but probably Russian people know. So, but we shouldn't care about those things. If we want to become like artists, if we want to become good at something, if we want to take pleasure of doing something, to be like professional in some area, probably you should concentrate more on watching videos or content from this particular area instead of like me watching some political videos about John Oliver, about what was the guy that was Jimmy Kimmel, and this kind of stuff. This is not helping us. it's not helpful. Now, we can go to coloring probably, but let's work a little bit more. And I will answer a couple of more questions probably. Looks like Robert Patrick. Maybe. Mine at least looks like Willem Dafoe in my opinion. This is of course what I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that he looks a little bit like Willem Dafoe. Would you like to sculpt Absolute Batman? I always like to sculpt Batman, of course. Have you tried grease pencil for hair? I think I have once. Looks like Robert Patrick. Okay, how to get better with wrinkles and folds? Just do a lot more wrinkles and folds and probably you will get better fast. Most people just want to get better without doing the necessary practice, which probably is difficult. Maybe you should write an AI, which is better than you in those kind of stuff, and the AI will make it for you. That's probably also a nice idea. Maybe not. Because as we see, AI is relatively difficult to make, and it takes a lot of money and time and people, which usually we, as a beginner artist, for example, no, I'm not a beginner artist, but many people are, we don't have this money and time. No, time we have. Money, not so much, when we are beginners. But even if you are not a beginner, I know a guy with 3D. He was world famous artist. Nowadays he's not that famous because he don't care, but he was world famous. He was working for Hollywood. He's from Bulgaria. He's a concept 3D artist, we may say. And he has made some money with 3D. He was selling a lot of stuff in Turbo Squid. He was selling his add-ons for, not add-ons, but plugins, not plugins, for ZBrush. They are like separate programs that can make characters or monsters in ZBrush, the character creator. So he has made some money with that, and he's one of the richest 3D artists that I know. Other 3D artists I know people here from Bulgaria that have worked for Blizzard and for other big companies, and they are very far from rich. Because you see, I will tell you why. You are working for Blizzard, for example, and you are getting around, let's say, $10,000 for a character. You are making a character and they pay you $10,000 for one character. You're making this character for, let's say, a month and a half or 2 months. Then it will be $5,000 for a month if you're doing for 2 months, which usually for a character that's very, very complex and for AAA game, it's a normal time. 2 months, fine. So if you hear that somebody is taking is getting $10,000 for a character, you will say, wow, this is so much money, I will get super rich with that. But $5,000 a month is a good money if you get it every month. But usually you're working for a couple of characters and then you're working for somebody for less money, and you know, even with this amount of money, $5,000 every month, here in Bulgaria you cannot buy an apartment, for example. You have to take a loan, but you don't know if you will get this money every month, probably not. So it's risky, you have to be careful. One normal apartment here in Sofia, in the capital of Bulgaria, costs how much money? Around between $200,000 and $300,000. So if you are paid $5,000 a month, you will get $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year will be what you get, the whole money that you get. But from this amount of money, you have to live. You have to go to a vacation, you have to support your car, you have to pay your bills, you have to eat, sometimes go to a restaurant. So from this $5,000, if you don't have as family, if you don't have kids, there will be like maybe $1,000 or $2,000 left. So yearly you will be able to save, let's say $25,000. So 10 years and maybe you can buy an apartment. Just a 2-room apartment, nothing fancy. But you have to save for 10 years at least. Usually it's not possible to save for that amount of time, because at some point you have to change your car, you're taking from this money, something else happened, you marry, you got kids, then you get from this money, because now you're supporting a whole family and you cannot actually pay the rent. Or you cannot actually save anymore. And unfortunately, that's what happens. And the only thing that can make you, let's not say rich, but make you a little bit richer, to get more money and to have this kind of income, which is not from freelance or something, but from something else. Like he's selling models in TurboSquid. His models are very good and he's selling them from a long time. So when you write zombie, for example, in TurboSquid, you are searching for a zombie, his model will come up. It's rigged, it has materials, it has everything, it has textures. So it's amazing model and it will come at the first place. And the second place also, I think, is his model. From thousands of models, his models in some areas like monsters, zombies are first. So that's why he made some money with that. Nowadays, I don't think even he told me that even he is not making too much money from TurboSquid anymore. But I don't know why. Probably people are trying to do the models with AI, but I don't think they will succeed because AI is not good enough yet, and I don't know if it will be anytime soon. How to get better? Yeah, shoulders aren't an angle also. Shoulders aren't an angle. Good job. Heineken, I'm learning arms anatomy from a course. It's very good. Thank you very much. I like ZBrush to make high poly, but for everything else, Blender is just much more fun to use and it has better UI. Definitely more and more people say that Blender has better UI than ZBrush. But if you think about it, any program has better UI than ZBrush, because ZBrush is kind of unique. ZBrush was my second 3D program. First I learned 3D Max, then I learned ZBrush. And for me, at some point, since I was working with ZBrush every day for 10 years, it was like second nature. It was, I was not thinking about it. It was like, fine, ZBrush is perfect. And it was my favorite program for a long time. Now, of course, since I can do this in Blender with this free program, I am perfectly happy with Blender. I don't care about ZBrush. Nobody cares actually about it. Yes. ZBrush is shit. Yeah. So, let's see. Here. This type of stuff will be for the suit. What do you think about Nomad Sculpt, which came out on PC and costs $35? I don't think it came out on PC. I tried it, I think, a week ago, and it was absolute shit because it has just 2 brushes. So I don't know what happened with Nomad exactly. The only time I'm using Nomad is when I'm at in a plane, for example. I don't have internet and I want to sculpt a little bit because I'm so bored, and I'm sculpting on my phone because I have a stylus, since my phone is Galaxy S23 Ultra and it has a stylus. So the only time that I'm using Nomad Sculpt is this time. I also paid for the mobile version, I think, in order to be able to save files and stuff like this. Everything is stuff like this, as you can see. Stuff like this, stuff like this. So stuff like this, you know. Alright, now, let's see what we can do with this. A little bit of this color all over the face. Alright, but you will say, he is mostly white, but we can do this. Whiten him here and there, just to make sure that he has this kind of feeling that he has this thing put over the skin. Alright, I think this is fine. And then we can go and get kind of this, for example, color, and start working on some areas like the eyes. Around the eyes we can put it. Here in the crevices we can put it. It will take time, but we can put it wherever we want. We can smooth it out if we want even. But Nomad Sculpt for PC, at least what I tried a week or 10 days ago, it was complete bullshit. Just 2 brushes, come on. Why are you doing this? So I was not happy, as you probably noticed, with Nomad Sculpt for PC. Maybe it will be fine. Maybe it will be fine when it came out, because it was not the full version. It was some kind of beta version or whatever, just with a couple of brushes. And as I said, complete shit. But at some point, I don't know, for PC, why should I get Nomad Sculpt since I have Blender? I don't quite understand why. Since Blender is, in my opinion, the better software. It has everything, and it's made for PC, and it's good in PC. Now Blender, they're trying to get into the mobile world, so I guess I would be more inclined to try Blender for Android than Nomad Sculpt for PC, but we'll see. I mean, if there is an interest for Nomad Sculpt for PC, I probably will make a video or two about it, just for content. Nothing too much. It's the way you sculpt in Nomad Sculpt is pretty similar to everything else. So, to Blender especially. So it's not something that's far more difficult or something. It's fine. Can be done. So we're doing it. We will do it. Especially if they don't want them to... If they don't want to sponsor me. Because, you know, this kind of sponsorship things, they don't end up well with, in my case. I probably am a little bit too honest, and I say what I think. I don't want to lie to anybody, especially people who are watching me. So, when some company try to sponsor me, I say, okay, I will try a software or hardware, and I will see if I like it. If I think it's good, maybe it will be fine and we will do something with it. But most of the time it doesn't work. Because most of the time, if they need sponsorship, if they need to sponsor, if they need to put money on to advertise something, then probably this something is not that good. Because Blender doesn't need advertisement. Why? Why? Because it is that good. By the way, I'll do something interesting here, but we will see. You will see. Now we're getting there, right? We don't need to have... What we don't need to have? We don't need to have shadow. I mean, from Blender. We will do the shadow just by drawing it on the model. Why? I think this is the best way. it will be good for us. Just my thinking. I mean, we'll see. Let's go and make the eyes. Okay, let's see. This kind of thing, a little bit less. Okay, this will be the iris. And then probably we can make a little bit of a lighter color of this. Lighter. Let's say this one. All right, and then we can make the black. And then we can make this thing. Not bad at all, I would say. Maybe we can darken a little bit the eyeball. It's always nice to darken the eyeball, so do it if you can. Just darken the top part of the eyeball. It will be better for you. It will be better for me. It will be better for everybody. Why it will be better for me, I don't know. But I guess it's gonna be nice for all involved. All persons that are involved in this. Let's make a little bit of a dark area here on the hair. This also. I think we are relatively fine. Of course, it could be better. Let me try something. I will select this, go to sculpt mode, and select this mesh filter. No mesh filter, the color filter. Saturation. Increase the saturation a little bit. Yeah, I increased the saturation a little. I increased the saturation a little bit, but it's not too much. I guess it's relatively fine. We have it. Maybe it could be better. Maybe for example, the teeth. How much time has passed? Almost an hour, but not even an hour. So, if you are experienced enough, you can do this type of shit in an hour. Let's try something else. Overlay. Overlay is not a good thing for here. Let's mix it and just make the teeth yellow. It will be more, interesting. By the way, here, what I was about to do is this. I was about to put this thing like that. Because his eye is... you see what I mean? I mean, I will fake it. Fake it until you make it, right? You know it, so it's... I will do that. I will fake it. And it looks almost like... we need it to look like a plane. Why is this plane here, Nico? You will see. It will be the plane behind him, which is black. Black plane behind him. Why do we need a black plane behind him? Because in the concept we have something like a black plane behind him. So now here we will have this black plane behind him. Nothing too much. Just fine. Alright, let's see. Krita for drawing only is more than enough, I think. Yeah, probably. Already great brushes and very easy to use. What is great brushes? Let's see what's happening here. This is Krita, okay. In 90% of the cases I can tell when AI is used and I don't like it. And many people think so too. Exactly, AI is very visible, especially nowadays. Even I started to see when they use AI for images, when they use AI for videos, it's just visible. And when I notice an AI video, usually I just scroll on. I don't want to see it. AI images also are kind of disgusting me. I don't know if this is with most people, but eventually this will be with most people. And in my opinion, only the very original AI images will stay. And the people images will be fine. I mean, the images that people are making. I'm just guessing. This is a guesswork again. All right. You see, now it looks like he has something like something on his eye. By the way, if I go to the eyeball and I apply the mirror, which will be great, and we don't have, yeah, now I can darken this eye a little bit, and I can put a red dot because we have it in the concept, and it will be a little bit closer to the concept. You see, it's gonna be pretty nice. I know, it's fine, it's good. Nico, can we improve in 3 months in anatomy? You can improve in 1 week even. You can improve. You can be better than before. But how good you will be, it's dependable. So it's probably not be the best, but you will not be the best, but I'm not the best too, so it's fine. It's absolutely fine. You don't need to be the best. You need to just be better than the rest. Why you're bigger, the best, better than the rest, better than the rest. Dun, 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 dun. There is a song from Clawfinger. I think Clawfinger were here in Bulgaria. I didn't saw them because I'm lazy. I didn't go to the concert. Damn it. AI and politics at the same time. Yeah. I mean, AI for us is good to know. It's good to kind of follow how it develops because it's affects us directly. Politics, not so much. I have to try and probably make sure that YouTube doesn't show me any more political videos. But I was enjoying watching Jimmy Kimmel, watching Jimmy Fallon, watching all these comedy guys, tonight shows hosts, the late night show hosts. I like them. I like to watch them because it's funny. But all they do right now, these days, until the beginning of this year, is mocking Trump. Yes, it's easy to mock somebody who is at the same time a clown and with emotional intelligence of a 4-year-old. It's very easy. So they are doing it. But it's starting to get a little bit like too much. So probably I should stop it. I was given access to the closed beta testing of Hunyan. Now the AI segments the models, make good UV and acceptable topology, amazing progress. Yeah, I like to see the topology actually at some point. I enjoy working while watching. I missed it. Watching live keep me motivated. Yeah, I also keep myself motivated by doing the sculpts actually. So it works both ways. That's a very good thing. This will be actually, as you probably already know, will be our weekly sculpt challenge for the Discord server. And if you are not in the Discord server yet, I pity you. But if you are there, it's fine. So go to the Discord server or be deleted. What? What are you talking about? What is this guy talking about? I don't know. Let's get a little bit more variety on the lips because they are looking too non-varietier. Yeah. I don't know if this is a word, but still. Yeah, well, if we have more time, I mean, with more time, we will be able to get it a little bit better and a little bit better. So in the Discord server challenge, I'm expecting you to put a little bit more time than me. Probably make it better than mine. And some people are succeeding actually in just that. I mean, you probably will think that, in your Discord server, they cannot be people better than you. But you will be wrong. There are people who actually are doing amazing, amazing stuff. So, are they better than me? I'm not sure exactly. But they are pretty much close, at least. So, yeah. You can try that. yeah, it starts to get in the Discord server to get a little bit ugly, because people get better and they will start challenging me, and I, like the leader of the pack, have to be on point. So I have to get better, which is great actually. This is competition. This is called competition, and when you have it, usually you get better. So the competition is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, per se. Some people don't like competition. I also don't like it when I think about, but when I think about it, I think it's useful. It will kind of push me out of my comfort zone. It will push me out of the window. Hopefully not. But you see, we're getting there. I mean, it's looking for how much time has passed. How much time? 60 minutes ago, it's in Google, so it's 1 hour and 1 minute. For 1 hour and 1 minute, I think this, what we have done here, it's pretty good. So let's give more variety to the suit also. It will be nice to have just more variety on the suit. And this will be it. Kind of. Of course, I will answer any of your questions if you have questions. If you don't have questions, I will try to not answer them. So, yeah, just believe it. I will answer the questions that you have, but not answer the questions that you don't have. That's always a good thing to know. Not bad. Not particularly bad. Maybe the hair is just not good enough. We will select this. Oops. Select this color. Make it a bit darker and more muddy. And then make some things. Just variety. Variety in a concept like this is a key to success. It's good to have. Maybe this area should be a little bit sharper here. Let's make it sharper. But other than that, I think we are relatively fine. Yeah, it's not exactly like the concept, but I think it's pretty close. Maybe his head should be a little bit more tilted, which will make him a little bit more sinister. Let's try that. I will have to select everything except for the coat and tilt his head a little bit more. Yep, I think so, yeah. I think this is better. More tilted. Nice. Okay. Nomad Sculpt is now available in full, uncut version, with tons of brushes just like on tablets. Maybe I will try it. One way to learn to draw is to copy drawings. Can you copy 3D models and make them look good without knowing any anatomy? Yes, you can. You can actually go to ArtStation, find good 3D models, and try to make something that looks exactly like those models. And even without anatomy, you will make something good, but at some point, when you try to do something for yourself, then it will be kind of hard. So be careful with that. You know, I have 2D background. That's why I can do this stuff relatively. So don't worry about it that much. As I would say, politics affect everyone, man. Yes, politics definitely affect everyone, but since you don't have any almost... for example, what can I do about Trump cutting freedom of speech in America, for example? Absolutely nothing. The only thing that I can do, which will not affect anything, is to brag about it. Here, for example, I will talk about it. I will say, this stupid guy, how can he do that? This is the Constitution, and stuff like this. But, yeah, that's why we probably shouldn't care about politics that much. It will take away some energy that we can put in the important for us things. And yes, the thing that I can do for political stuff is when there are elections, I can go vote for somebody that I want here in my country only. And that's the only thing, that's the only big thing, big, it's not big, but relatively big thing that I can do with the politics knowledge that I have. Other than that, I can just speak about it here, for example, in this channel, but I'm pretty sure that it will not affect anything. So it's useless. This channel, people are coming here, why? To just to learn something, or to have fun, yeah, for both of those reasons, probably for a good laugh sometimes. So politics is, I don't know, probably it's not the best. John Oliver did it better. Better than what? John Oliver did it better than me? The model of Joker? I'm not sure that's true, but by the way. Have you considered starting a Telegram channel? We in Russia need your content, even in English language. Telegram channel. And I don't know, the Telegram, or if I have a Telegram channel, what will happen in this channel? I mean, you can, in Russia, I think still, you can watch YouTube, which is great. And even if the government starts to do some stuff like China, to forbid people from watching YouTube and Google and whatever, many people in China, I've been in Shanghai at least, so many people in Shanghai, I can talk about Shanghai, are using VPNs, so they can watch like everything. I was also using VPN while I was in China, so probably in Russia will be the same, people will use VPNs. But yeah, I don't know about the Telegram. In front of his hair, it should be wider. Yeah, his hair actually should be a little bit lower in the forehead, but it doesn't matter that much. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's not bad. I reserved the nickname Speed Sharp for you. You reserved the nickname Speed Sharp for a Telegram channel. That's nice. I should check out Telegram actually to see what's happening in there. For 1 hour, it's amazing. Yeah, but it's relatively good. You could adjust to angle to make it more like the concept. Yes. Lean him forward a little bit. I think it can be leaned forward a little bit, but I can actually leave it like this. Why? In order for him to be more unique. So in order for him to be not exactly like the concept, but a little bit more unique. So yeah, the concept still, I think, it's better. But our work is not super bad. By the way, we can try and see him from different angles to see how it looks. And it looks awkward because of the black eye here. But from a particular angle, it looks nice. From other angles, not so nice. But again, in these streams, I'm making the characters look good from one angle, usually. Yeah, of course, we can try with some lights and everything to make it look like the concept, and probably at some point we will succeed. But in order to make it look good, we have to put like hour or 2 hours into lighting alone, to test some stuff, to move it, to adjust it. It will be a lot of work. So that's why we will not do that. We will not. Do you need 2D knowledge to be great 3D sculptor, or can you just focus on 3D? You can actually focus only on 3D, and you can be relatively good 3D artist. But if you have a 2D knowledge beforehand, if you were developing yourself as a 2D artist before that, you will get better much faster in 3D. I've seen people who are very good 2D artists. They're very good artists, concept artists, for example, and they're trying 3D for a first time, and they need just to learn the program, and then they will become very good very fast. Why? Because in 2D, in concept, you have to think in 3D where you are working, especially on shading, also on forms and shapes. So you have to know a lot of things. You have to know them in your head, 3D. And the 3D, actually, the software that's allowing you, like Blender or ZBrush, to sculpt is relatively easy to learn, and then you can become very good very fast. Flower for the clown. I'm thinking about upgrading to an ultra-wide monitor to free up more desk space instead of the traditional 16:9 aspect ratio. Have you ever used ultra-wide monitors at work? No, I haven't. I'm using only normal monitors, but 2 of them usually. At work, I was using 2 monitors. Now at home, I'm also using 2 monitors. Back in the day when, like 3 years ago, exactly 3 years ago, I left Gameloft. So, yeah, and a little bit before I left Gameloft, they gave us 4K monitors. So 32-inch 4K monitors. I don't recommend this, especially for people who are above 40 years old, because the 4K monitor, it makes all the text so small, because the resolution is big, and the text is very small, and it's kind of a bummer. So that's why then I bought my monitors, my new monitors. I think 2 years ago I bought them, and they are 32-inch, but not 4K, but 2K. So 2K is, I think, a good kind of a something between 1080p and 4K. It's in between, and in my opinion, is better. It's better for the video card if you play games, for example. You will not have to go to 4K, and also it's better for everything else. It's more visible. I'm super happy with my LG monitors that I have, and each of those monitors costs about 200 euro, I think, was the cost of one of those monitors. I think, or it was no, it was 400 euro, I think, one of those. Yeah, it was 400. So yeah, I gave like 800 euro for both, but it was a good deal. I mean, also what I did is I'm not using the monitor base that comes with in the box. I'm using separate arms that are attached to my desk in the back, and they're grabbing the monitor from the side. So it's more adjustable. I have more space on the desk also. That's another thing. And I also can push the monitors far back and closer to the wall. So yeah, that's about the monitors. Can this effect be achieved using PBR? I think it can. As I said, it will be a lot more adjustment, and some of these effects that are just drawn here have to be drawn. You know, there is one thing that I had to do. There was a guy that I know, and he's working for a company that's making those games for gambling games. So they're making gambling games, and he wanted a crown. I told this last time, but it doesn't matter. So they wanted a crown, and the crown is drawn, and it's 2D crown, very nicely drawn, but a little bit cartoon style. And it turns out that I cannot do this crown, the same crown, but to be rotated and to make a turntable of this crown, because I modeled it. It was relatively the same as the shapes. But then, when I put normal materials like gold, like gemstones, it turns out to be like more realistic. And I couldn't make it with just normal materials and everything, this cartoon style that they want. So, I think that this can be achieved only by making a texture and drawing over the texture, or polypaint, one of those things. And to make it the same as the 2D, because they want it absolutely the same as the 2D, but rotating. And as I say, this is almost impossible to be done, except if somebody is drawing on the texture and making it like meticulously drawing, which I'm not that kind of guy. I'm sorry, but as you can see, my specialty is fast sculpting, doing things fast. And meticulously drawing over something is not exactly my thing. I'm almost done with the retopology portion of your mod girl course. How's your right ear doing? How is my right ear doing? I was having problems with my right ear exactly when I was doing this. Yeah, I remember that. No, I have no issues anymore. I was having some, it was I was hearing some stuff here. Not stuff like kill, kill, kill or something. No, just some noise, like something like this. And I was not hearing well with this ear, I think. But now, I'm completely fine. I think it was something to do with maybe some allergy or something. I'm not sure. Yeah. But it will be nicer to hear some like voice like kill or something. Maybe I can talk with this voice. Hello, how are you? Sometimes when I'm lonely, when I feel like I need to talk with somebody, I can talk with him. If he's kind of having some mind of his own, I'm not sure. Nobody knows. But yeah, guys, let's finish this because I see you are bored out of your mind, and only 90 people are watching, so not a very cool amount. I don't know why this Joker seems nice and people don't like it, but it doesn't matter. People in the Discord server will like it when I push it as a weekly sculpt challenge. So yeah, I guess it will be fine. Let's see, by the way, the recent weekly word challenge. This is the 2 weeks ago challenge. Not bad. A little bit more cartoon style, but it's fine. Wow, this looks pretty nice. So when you put a little bit more time and then you present it a little bit better, it came out nice enough, right? Yeah, this is just seems like a speed sculpt, but presentation is the key. Here we have nothing too much, just one like light from the top, material a little bit, and that's it. But still, it looks way better than just a screenshot, you know. Here we don't even have shadows. So yeah, presentation, even if you cannot sculpt quite well, even if you are not that good, if you do a relatively nice presentation, your work will be way better. It will be preserved way better. People will like it more and stuff like this. For example, this one is not a hugely bad model. It's even nice. I see it's not bad. And the guy have put a lot of time, but the presentation is not good enough. At least in my opinion. You know, here we have to have more shadow in this area to kind of make sure the face pops a little bit more. Everything is more flat. So yeah, a lot of time has been put into the sculpting, but then in presentation you have to put a little bit more time too. Otherwise, you will be wondering why people don't like your model. Wow, this is... wow. Anatomy in its finest. Who is this? Ah, the PPP guy. Come on. This guy is, as you can see, this guy is dangerous for me. Because I'm the alpha dog in the server. Now, this guy appears and is making amazing stuff. And I'm joking, of course. I always like to see this kind of very professional and looking things. And I will say that people better be not afraid. When they see this, they say, oh, I cannot do this. And I cannot post here because I'm so much worse. No, you have to be inspired. This is inspiration for me, at least. When I see this, I say, okay, so I can do better probably. Wow, wow. Come on. What's happening here? Again, this could be inspiration. So sinister, so frightening. And here's we see very, very nice 3D Inco 1. This is one of the, you can see 38 reactions with this, 30 reactions with this, 30 with this, 14. The most reactions, this has the most reactions of all. Why? Because it's that good. Mine even don't have that many reactions because the presentation is shit. And here, everything, presentation, material kind of, and here's, so it's visible that it's kind of more like finished piece. And it's very nice. This one also I like. Why? Anatomy is quite well made. And also the guy has made a face, also made a body. Because he just wanted to do something else. Wanted to put some, a little bit more twist. Amazing. This came out to be a pretty difficult challenge actually with the girl. This is also, I like it because of this black thing here. It's a lot of shadow. So it's a render, not bad. This is the concept. Yeah, this is from the last week. Let's see. Not bad. Okay, here the face is a little bit weak, but it's fine. Okay, let's see the PPP if it's here. Pavel Valenza, by the way, is very good. He is making amazing faces. Also, the body is not bad at all. Everything is good, like arms and everything. This guy is just professional, as you can see. Stylist, also one of the best guys here. Amazing. I mean, this is super nice. The face can be a little bit better, but overall, super cool. Not bad. Maybe it has a little bit smaller head than it has to have. Not bad at all. This is pretty close to the concept in my opinion, the face especially. Yeah, this is a nice try also. And this is from the week beforehand. This is, by the way, one of the... I mean, he's not that famous, but he's a good Romanian 3D character artist. Now he's not working as a 3D character artist. He's working something completely different. Something that has to do with the war in Ukraine, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that he sometimes likes to do... likes to kind of warm up a little bit, and he has done this. Not bad at all. Good stuff. Wow, this amazing. I mean, there are people who can do stuff. This is my... It's not bad actually. Yeah, I would say it could be better, but it's not super bad. So, cool. Not bad. Anyway, so we have people in the stream even right now, speaking and enjoying themselves, and also some of them are streaming. Like 4 of them are streaming their they're working, they're modeling or sculpting, and they're talking to each other. It's like it's a good community, we may say here. Is Vulkan in Blender very useful? Sir, I don't think that it's something too much to talk about, but it's fine. Greetings. Will you ever do a torso course like the arms and legs course exercise? Hopefully, yes. Hello from Iraq. Hello. Namaste, brother Nico. It's Sri from Bharat. Of course, Sri. Nico, how wide is shoulders should in a male character? How wide should be the shoulders in a male character? Just watch some concepts or some pictures and you probably will see how wide. Usually there is your head width, and then one head width here will be the end of your shoulder. But if you're a Superman character or something like a monster or I don't know, a superhuman, then of course your shoulders will be much wider. But if you're not, if you're a normal person, then your shoulders shouldn't be that wide and your head should be a little bit bigger. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video where we will see what we will do, but I don't know yet.